I'm not lied down anymore, so I think we can, go back to the usual angle, right? With that shit on my forehead, yeah, using drawing cam. I swear to God, man, in the first couple of videos, I didn't notice that shit there, man. But then, I went back to, rewatch my videos, and I was like, man, what the fuck is that written on my forehead, bro? Did I got a tattoo or something like that, man? What's that, man? And then, well, yeah, it turns out I gotta pay to take that shit out, man. So we might as well, we might as well just live with it. Let me just, do something like that so it won't be tattooed on my face. These motherfuckers put that in the middle, man. I can't, if I try to, nah, that won't work. That won't work. You know what they say out there, right? Fuck it with ball. So fuck it with ball. I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that now I'm willing to talk. Now I'm in the mood to talk because when I first started the video, I was not. And I'm gonna talk about this a story that I teased in one of my first videos. I've been doing these videos. These That's not content. That's not fucking content. I've been recording these videos for myself, really, just so I could get some perspective, about the things I'm thinking about, the things I'm feeling, and the things that are happening to me. I actually got hundreds of these in my notebook, and I only publish a few of them, just so I can get more gigabytes in my notebook because I got limited memory. So yeah, that's been the dynamic. When I was a kid, so I was at school and we were at recess playing. Right, we were playing a game that here in my country, if I would translate the name, it would be something like it was some kind of capture the flag, right? And I don't know if you guys play this in your country. Maybe all people in the world play that shit, and I'm just completely out of touch with reality. But anyway, we were playing this game that it was basically capture the flag, and whenever you cross the line between your team's territory to the enemy team's territory, if anyone from the enemy team touched you, tagged you, you would have to stay frozen until someone from your team could rescue you. So it was a pretty fucking good game, man. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't see any children playing that shit nowadays, man. Children are just not playing this shit, man. That was such a fucking cool game, man. Now that I'm thinking about it, a lack of public safety, increasing violent crimes rate, and the rise of technology and cell phones and shit, because my generation was the last one to know what the world was before everyone had a cell phone. And it was a flip thing. You would open and close them, and it was really meant to call people. You could just call people, and it was all before WhatsApp and these type of things. Anyway, I'm getting side fucking tracked here. So we were playing this capture the flag game, which is goated, by the way. So this guy, his name was, I remember that shit to this very fucking day. His name was Mateus Neves, with something like, Matthews is no. I know you don't translate names and shit, but I found it would sound funny. Matthews no. Matthews knows. Oh man, I'm such a fucking goober. Anyway, he just, went to my side of the field, to my team's side of the field, and I caught up to him and I tagged him. He crossed the line, and immediately after that I tagged him. So he was pretty much close to his team for them to rescue him, but they didn't. I don't recall why, but they didn't. He was right there, but he wasn't rescued by the time that the tragedy happened. Anyway, so I tagged him, and we are playing shit. I'm right, he's tagged here, and I'm moving around here, trying to find my way in their team space and all of that. But suddenly, I'm moving around right here, and suddenly when I look when I look at Mateos, he's like fucking moving around as well, and my side of the line. And I was like, dude, what the fuck you think you're doing, man? I tagged you. No one rescued. Stand the fucking still, man. Stand fucking still, man. Stand still, bro. You're not rescued, man. You gotta stay fucking frozen. I tagged you. You gotta stay frozen. Anyway, he was moving around, and I was like, hey, what the fuck is that, man? What do you think you're doing? And so I ran towards him, to, take satisfaction of the things, just for him to give me some explanation. Like, what the fuck is that, man? Is he like the torch? Is he like, torch man or something like that? Is he made of fire? He can't be frozen at all? Or maybe he's the administrator of the game, man, and I didn't know. Oh man, I just wanted to know why the fuck that man was. I was infuriated. I was looking for blood. And I kind of took a little bit of blood from him, I'll tell you what. Anyway, so I'm running towards him, screaming like, yo, you can't be moving, man. You can't be moving, stand still. And I was running towards him, right? When I took impulse to start running, I like took the impulse and I was propelled towards him. But at the same time, he was moving around. He decided to move towards me, but he wasn't looking at me. He wasn't seeing me. I was screaming at him. Everyone was pretty much screaming. We were all kids, but so he didn't hear me in the middle of the chaos, all of the chaos. He ran towards me at the same time that I ran towards him. He went towards me and bam, I was taller than him. It may not look like it, but I'm a tall guy. I'm pretty much a tall guy, and I've always been tall compared to other kids. But not that tall. I don't know. I heard you people say like 6 foot. What the fuck? 6 foot sex and all of that. I don't know shit about that. I don't know how you measure feet. And I'm not going use my feet just to measure me. And so yeah, I won't tell you exactly how much tall I am, but I was taller than him. And when we collided, I was looking down on him and I was screaming, so my mouth was open. And when he ran towards me, he was, basically looking back. It was like I'm here for here, and he was like coming this way, right? So I basically did the bite of 87 on that kid. Straight up, that's his story. I did the fucking bite of 87 on that kid. That's the story. That's the story. So this, I was screaming. My mouth was open, and he came towards me, and I bit his head. It was a complete accident, but I bit his head, and the shock, the collision was so fucking. It was so fucking brutal, man. I remember to this very day. It was so brutal that this teeth, this one, he fell out of my mouth, and it was hanging around by just some lines of flesh. Man, that was horrendously. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Luckily, at the time, I didn't have a mirror, so I just, obviously, I started crying because it was hurting and I was feeling strange. Luckily, they didn't have a mirror anywhere near me. So if I saw that shit, man, I would have screamed much more than I did at the time, man. Anyway, so I cried and screamed a little. Mateus também. Mateus also, he started screaming and shouting like it hurt him as well. Man, I saw his head later on, and I won't lie to you, man. It looked like, man, I don't even know how to say that, but it was that shit was profound, that shit was. I basically opened the kid's head, man. I don't know if he got that scar to this day. That would be pretty much that would be fucking cool, I'll tell you what. No, I mean that's not cool. Just like my teeth, it's not cool, man. But that would be, fucking, if we were friends to this day, I don't even know if the guy's still alive. But if we were friends to this day, that would be a hell of a story, man. I mean, Look at, you see this Steve man? You know, I bit his head off. I beat this guy's head off, and he would be like, yeah, he's sucking the truth. Look at this shit. Anyway, I quit being a fucking goober, and that's basically pretty much the story. That's it. That's how I got these teeth. This teeth. That's the outcast, the outliner. And then you ask me, but why didn't you fix that? You know, since we were a kid, you're pretty much a grown man right by now. Why didn't you do anything about that? So first things first, I was a very difficult child to control. If I say so myself, I had to eat from a right. I don't know how you guys call that, but that thing that comes in with with milkshakes and you just pour that shit into the milkshake and wait, I don't think that wait fucking I'm ending it all here, and I'm not talking about the video. Yeah, man, the recovery wasn't pretty. I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't anything. I don't know how you call that act either. I pretty much suffered. When I finally healed, I can remember now really how it was, but when I've healed and I can eat again, I can do anything like that. And the dentist, he asked me if I wanted to put that shit you put to align your teeth. I don't know how you guys call that over there, but yeah, he offered me to put this on, and he explained to no, I mean, not to me, I was a child, but I was in the room, of course, and I was listening. He was talking to me as well, and he was talking to my mother about this. We could put something to align everything. Then when they explained the situation to me, I didn't really want it to at the time, because first I was a kid, and I didn't want to have anything on my teeth that would create any kind of issue with my teeth, because when you use those shit, I don't know how you guys say that, call that, when you actually use this shit, you gotta take extra, you gotta be extra careful about how you brush your teeth, and sometimes it hurts. And when I was hearing all of that when I was a kid, I didn't sound that sweet of an idea to me, man. So yeah, I ended up not wanting to do it, and that's fucking it. Anyway, just wanted to yap about anything at all just to get me into fruition. I think I got that. So yeah, I'm gonna transition to my native language. Oh my god, é tão bom falar português.